Oh, all right, we're on. What's going on, Soul Tribe? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and bring you another little nugget to add to the Soul Tribe archive. Yeah, I'm just leaving that in, and this is appropriate for this energy. Today, I'm going to be talking about Uranus in Scorpio in the sixth house, and I find this really fascinating. So, with Uranus, just to kind of preface with the outer planets, when we're talking about Uranus, honestly, even Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, these are going to cover larger swaths of people. So you'll be in a generation. This is Uranus stays in a sign for about 7 years at a time. And so you'll see people in your age bracket around that time that'll have this Uranus in Scorpio. So it'll be the house placement that'll make this more unique to you. Now, when we're thinking about Uranus and Scorpio, Uranus doesn't normally have the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, don't necessarily have planets that they're exalted in. I've read something and I like what I've just come across. Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, which because Scorpio energy deals with that sense of change. It's the sense of where am I not living to my fullest? Where am I letting fear run me? It's this energy of power. And in order to have this power, we have to see what may be controlling us. And Scorpio's learning to release that control and to live with their heart and to follow that passion. And then you get to the sixth house. This deals with like our day-to-day jobs. This can deal with turning gifts into, putting them into practical application, being of service. This can be, yeah, just like your day-to-day, your hygiene. This could be the house of small pets. And so with Uranus and Scorpio, that in it already tells me just a very deep, this would have been a generation just with really deep and individual probably ways of expressing their intuition, and probably even in feeling their emotions, how they express their emotions. And with when we're thinking about this, I would think for someone, if they had this placement, I would think maybe they have a real deep connection with pets. I could even see having like a very real kind of psychic bond with animals. This could be honestly the placement of someone who wants to maybe work in like veterinary, something along those lines. Maybe you're working with horses or whatever that's in, but that would even be something I would think about. I could see this as someone too who would be a very very innovative at their maybe workplace. For example, maybe you're someone who has maybe you run like a very small team in your very intimate group that maybe you're running there. Or maybe you have this sense, Scorpio is very sharp, so maybe you're bringing in your own innovative ideas to the workspace. Maybe you just notice something isn't working, you're hearing a common trend and you're coming up with the solution. You can be the innovator that changes things at work, possibly. Now, depending on how Uranus is aspected, I could see this as maybe some power struggles. Maybe you have, because again, Scorpio is one that is very strong in their energy, very, very assertive. And so, or at least can be. And so maybe you run into power struggles where someone, because I would think with Scorpio and Uranus, that's very innovative, again, very strong mind, I would think. And so, yeah, there could be possibly some power struggles at work. So being mindful of that as well. I would say that, what else could I say about this energy? I would say too, if you have any sort of like unique gifts possibly that come up with this, because I would think that Scorpio does have this way of, they can get in touch with, like, you could be something in finding new ways of doing like different therapies possibly, or working with traumas possibly on a day, doing that as a day-to-day sort of thing. Or maybe you have some skills, maybe you can connect, maybe you can have this sort of like, maybe not necessarily future sight, but possibly with with Uranus, maybe that's something, you have a very intense dream state, or maybe you can get into intense meditation. Maybe that's something that comes into your day-to-day practice. The occult could be something that comes into your day, could really bring you about some sort of like revelations possibly here. So I would explore that. Maybe you're working in with the maybe with spirits, mindfully, of course, but maybe we're talking with ancestors, maybe Akashic records types of things. So that would be very fascinating. I could think that might be something that could maybe be a turning point in your health, possibly, if there's something that's going on there. Because again, that could deal, the sixth house being that health planet. But yeah, I think just the it could go either way. I feel like depending on how the aspects are talking with this, but I could even see this as someone who could be brilliant with Scorpio. We're talking about finances, so maybe you find some unique ways to work with people's finances. Maybe you're like a stockbroker, maybe you're an accountant, something along those lines, or yeah, those are just some. Those are just throwing out some things about how this energy could translate. And I would love to hear if you have this placement, if you know someone who has this placement, how this energy has been, how this energy is manifested, and yeah, we can. Yeah, if the point of these videos are meant to be to kind of expand, this is the soul tribe's knowledge, not just me just putting out what I think about it. I want to see how your experience has gone, how we can get out on the, see it out on the field, when you're going through this. And hopefully this will be where other people can relate and kind of see the commonalities and the differences depending on what aspects are going on. And if this is something that builds up, maybe we do like a part 2 or even like a live event. So yeah, if you like that, definitely put a like down in the description box, subscribe to the channel. But until next time, stay mindful out there, seize the day and the night, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.